Hello, and welcome to the second session in this 5-part Family Yoga Play and Learn series. If you missed us last week, you can find the event archived on the Lancaster P3 Partnerships Facebook page, as well as on YouTube. Just search for the Community Action Partnership of Lancaster. We will be starting off with story time, so take a moment to get comfy and maybe introduce yourself in the comments. We'd love to see who is joining us. My name is Katie Torres, and I work with the Parents as Teachers program, which is a free evidence-based home visiting program servicing families of young children all over Lancaster County. Parents as Teachers is just one of the many great programs that fall under the umbrella of the Community Action Partnership. And today we are collaborating with Aim to Empower Yoga and have a special guest from the School District of Lancaster's Washington Elementary School. She will be sharing some great information at the end of this event on school readiness. If you would like to learn more about any of the collaborating programs, you can find links posted in the comments below. If you keep your eye on the comments, you will also see resources posted there. And at the end of the session, you will see a link to a survey that we invite you to complete so that we can get some feedback. This series is all about building awareness that you, as a parent or caregiver, are a child's first and most influential teacher. Each session focuses on a different developmental domain and shows you how you can support growth through story time and physical activities such as yoga. We will also be having guests from school districts around the county, sharing how these skills are important for school readiness and preparing kids for academic success. A child needs encouragement like a flower needs water. It is essential to healthy growth and development. Today we are focusing on language development. Talking to your child, having conversations, responding to them when they are communicating with you, whether that's verbally or non-verbally, as well as when you are reading and sharing stories. These are just a few ways that you are supporting language development on a daily basis. In a moment, Nikki Robinson, who is one of our family development specialists with the Parents as Teachers program, will be telling you a story and modeling how that supports language development. Before I send you over to Nikki, though, I just want to say that experiencing an event like this on a phone or a tablet or a computer may be difficult for your child. They may want to wander around, play with toys, pick their own books to read, and like many kids, possibly even want a snack. And that's okay. If you're feeling a little stressed in the moment of them not sitting and engaging with you, just take a deep breath and keep engaging in the story and yoga yourself. You can always talk about it with them, share what you're seeing, what you're learning, what you're experiencing, and just be a model for your child. As long as your kiddo is in sight and safe while you are engaging, it's okay if they're not sitting right next to you. And if this ends up being a bad time to sit through the whole event, it's okay. Give yourself grace and just come back and watch it on the replay. And if at any time you have questions or need support, you can always post a comment, and myself and other members from the Parents as Teachers staff will be available to respond. Okay, now without further ado, I send you over to Nikki, who is excited to tell you all a story.
Good morning, PAT families and Facebook family and friends. Super excited to share a story with you this morning. However, this story does not have a book to go along with it. I'm going to be telling a story. Literacy doesn't just belong in a book. You can tell stories, you can act out stories. One of my favorite things when my kids were little and we were on a long car ride was to tell sentence stories where one person starts with a sentence, the next person picks it up, the next person adds on to it until by the end you have a whole full story, which is a lot of fun and a great way to pass time in the car. Also, when you're done and you get home, you can actually write out that story and then get super creative and illustrate the story. There's lots of ways to build literacy, singing songs. Books are just one way, and sometimes we get our heads stuck that it has to be a book. So I'm going to tell the story of Goldilocks and the three bears. Once upon a time, there was a family of bears. There was a papa bear. There was a mama bear. And there was a baby bear. One day, the bear family decided to go take a walk in the woods. And while they were out, a little girl comes along to their house. She knocks on the door. Nobody answered. So she tried again. Nobody answered. And you know what that little girl did? She made a bad choice. She decided to go in the house all by herself. She went in the door, said, "Hello, is anybody home?" Nobody answered, so she tried it one more time. "Hello, my name is Goldilocks. Is anybody home?" Nobody answered. She decided to walk into the kitchen, and there were 3 bowls of porridge. She sat down and ate from the first bowl. Said, "Ooh, this porridge is too hot." She walked over to the second bowl. She took a spoonful. "Whew, this porridge is too cold." She walked over to this last bowl, took a bite. "This porridge is just right," she said. And she ate the whole bowl of porridge. My goodness. She decided to go take a little rest in the living room. So she walked in, had a seat, and said, "Oh, this chair is too hard." Walked over to the next chair, sat down and sunk all the way down in it, and said, "This chair is too soft." She sat down in the third chair. When she sat down, she said, "Ooh, this chair is just right." But as she sat there, it broke. The whole chair broke underneath her. She decided at that point she was pretty tired and she was going to go look for the bedroom. So up the steps she walked. She gets to the top of the steps, sees the beds, and lays down in the first bed. It was very big. And she said, "This bed it's just too big." The next one she laid in, she said, "This bed is just too squishy and not right." She went to the third bed, laid down, and it was just the perfect size for a little girl. And she said, "This bed is just right." She fell sound asleep. But while she was sleeping, the bear family came home. They walked into the house and Papa Bear said, "Somebody's been eating my porridge." Mama Bear said, "Somebody's been eating my porridge too." And Baby Bear said, "Somebody's been eating my porridge and it's all gone." And off they went to explore some more. Into the living room they go, and Papa Bear said, "Somebody's been sitting in my chair." Mama Bear said, somebody's been sitting in my chair too. Baby Bear said, somebody's been sitting in my chair and it's broken. Ooh. Well, up the stairs they went. They had a mystery on their hands. Who was in their house? So up the stairs they go. And Papa Bear said, somebody's been sleeping in my bed. Mama Bear said, somebody's been sleeping in my bed too. And Baby Bear said, somebody's been sleeping in my bed and she's still there. And with that, Goldilocks woke up. Ah! She was so scared. She jumped out of bed, ran down the steps, through the kitchen, out the door, all the way back to her house, never to be seen or heard from again. And the three little bears lived happily ever after. The end. See, telling stories is a great way to get everybody involved. I used a mop, some hats, and a scarf. You can use whatever it is that you have laying around your house. You can use dishcloths, you can use brooms, you can use anything that you have just laying around. I'm going to turn it over to Britt now. I think you're going to love this session of yoga. And through the story, or through the yoga, she's going to be using some animal sounds, some animal poses. And as you make those sounds, it's actually strengthening these muscles right here around your mouth, which is so important for early literacy. So enjoy yoga with Britt, and we'll see you next week.
Hi everybody, welcome to yoga class today. My name is Britt and I am a guide for Aim to Empower. First, let's start off by doing some fun breathing exercises together. Have you ever pretended to be an animal before? Maybe a dog, a cat, or a lion? Well, today we're going to practice taking some lion breaths in through our nose and out through our mouth. So first, watch and listen to me, and then we'll try it on together. You'll start by taking a deep breath in through your nose, and then I want you to open your mouth and stick out your tongue, and then roar like a lion. Ready? Ha! Now let's do it together. Take a deep breath in. Stick out your tongue. Here it is. Ha! Ooh, notice how that makes your body feel. Let's do that 2 more times. Breathe in. Be a loud lion. Ha! And then this time, see if you can be a quiet lion. Ready? Good job. Now let's continue to practice that breath in and out through our mouths. But see if you can just make the noise of your breath. Try it like this. Really good. Let's do that 3 more times. Breathe in. Open your mouth nice and quiet. Breathe out. Good job. Last time, take a deep breath in. Open your mouth nice and slow and quiet. I don't know about you, but when I place my hands on my heart, I can feel my heartbeat nice and slow and my body's feeling calm. When we take lion breaths, or those deep, slow, quiet sighs out through our mouth, it helps to cool off our body when maybe we're feeling really hot and angry. And it also helps our body to feel calm and safe. So whenever you're feeling frustrated, angry, or upset, or you feel really, really hot and tense in your body, you can take lion breaths and deep sighs out. Now, let's practice some yoga together. And as we practice today, we're going to keep talking about different types of animals that can be found in yoga. So let's start on our hands and knees, and we'll make cat and cow pose. This is one of my favorite poses. As you inhale, I want you to drop your belly and take a deep breath in. This is called cow. And then now as you exhale, press the ground away and round your back like an angry cat. Good, do that again. Cow pose, breathe in. Maybe you go moo. And then exhale for cat pose. And you could even meow, 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 like a kitty cat. Let's do that 3 more times together. Breathe in, breathe out. Feel free to continue to make this silly moo sound as you move to cow, and the silly cat sounds as you move to cat pose. 1 more time. Breathe in, take your gaze up. Breathe out, press the ground away. Awesome job. Okay, now press your left foot behind you. And then you're going to stretch your right arm and your right hand forward. Notice how my 5 fingers are spread here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now from here, I want you to pull your belly in tight. And then as you exhale, see if you can touch your elbow and knee. 1. So that 2 more times. Breathe in, reach apart. Hug in. 2. Last time, reach, touch, and count to number 3. Good work. Let's switch sides and we'll do it again. This time I'm going to spread my 5 fingers and my 5 toes on my right foot and my left hand. Let's take a breath in together. Exhale, 1. Breathe in. Exhale, number 2. Awesome job. 1 more time. Exhale, number 3. Place your hands and knees down. And now let's press up into downward facing dog. Ooh, what kind of a sound does a dog or a puppy make? Yeah, you could make that noise here, right? You could bark like a puppy dog, and maybe even wag your tail back and forth. And then wherever you're at in your down dog pose, I want you to bend your knees back and forth. Sometimes we call this walking your dog. I know that sounds a little silly. And then start to tiptoe all the way up to your hands and come into our ragdoll pose. And then press into your feet, sway side to side. Bend your knees a lot. Forward fold, so you're going to touch your fingers to your toes here. Drop your head all the way down. And remember the lion's breath and the sighs that we were taking at the beginning of class? You could do that here. It might feel really good as you shake your head around to breathe in and out through your nose and your mouth. And then drop your butt down towards the ground like a chair and reach your arms up tall. I want you to count to 3. 1, as you drop your butt down. 2, 3, come into boat pose. Good job. What sound does a boat make? Oh, you know what? I have an idea. How about we row our boats together? Ready? Bring your hands to your chest. And we'll sing this song, Row Your Boat. Ready? Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Stretch your legs out long. And then pull them back in for another boat pose, and then let's sing really fast. Ready? Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Whew. Good work, everybody. The next pose that we're gonna take, let me give you a hint. Ready? Ribbit, ribbit. If you guessed frog pose, you're right. For frog pose, you're gonna take your legs out wide and then take a peek down and see if you can get your ankles here to stack right under your knees on both sides of your body. And then you're gonna walk your hands down towards the floor like this. Good job. So you might start to feel a stretch in your hips, your inner thighs. Frog pose is a hip opener pose. It's one of my favorite poses. What's one of your favorite yoga poses that you've done before? Take one more breath here in frog. And then walk out onto your belly like a long, silly snake. Ooh, stretch your arms forward, stretch your arms back. And then I want you to pull your belly in, and we're gonna lift up for airplane pose. If you've ever been in an airplane before, the airplane takes off into the sky. So I want you to lift your chest like you're going high into the air for 3, 2, 1. Come all the way down. Whew, good job. Bend your knees side to side. And let's do that one more time. Ready? Airplane pose. Lift up. What sound would an airplane make as it's taking off? Ooh, could you make that sound here? Take one more breath in and lower to your belly. Bend your knees side to side. Press your palms down into the ground to lift your chest up. This is called upward facing dog. Ooh, maybe you make another silly barking noise and then press back into your knees for camel pose. Ooh, for camel pose, I sometimes sit on my heels, or you can stand all the way up. Press your palms into your back and to lift your chest up and drop your head back. So your chest is kind of starting to make an arch like a hump on a camel. Pull your belly in to lift your chest up and sit back into your knees. Take a moment here to take another lion's breath or a sigh out. Ready? And then come right back up onto your knees for camel number 2. You got it. Ready? Lift your chest. Make the shape of a hump with your upper body. And then stay here for 3, 2, 1. Come all the way up and come into child's pose. Child's pose looks like this. Knees together or knees wide. You can walk your arms out long in front of you. Come back up to a seated position. And let's do pretzel pose. So pretzel pose, it's kind of like crisscross applesauce, but you can stack your knees on top of one another like this. And then I like to do something fun with my arms. So you could take prayer hands. Ooh, maybe you interlace your fingers and stretch your arms up towards the ceiling. And just like all the other poses, let's stay here to the count of 3. Ready? 1. listen for your breath here. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Good job. Last time. Take a big breath in. Exhale, bring your arms down. And let's try it on the opposite side. Place your left leg on top. Actually, this is my right leg. And whatever leg you have on top is perfect. Just make sure to switch. And then let's try something different on with our hands this time. Oh, I know. Maybe I'll do goal post arms like in football games. Or I could wrap my arms behind my back and reach for my elbows. Let's take 3 more breaths together. And sometimes I like to close my eyes here to feel my body relax with every exhale. Last breath in. Take a breath out. Good job. All right, stretch your right leg long out in front of you. This is called seated single leg extension, right? Because we're extending our leg out long. And as you inhale, I want you to reach the crown of your head forward, and as you exhale, pull your belly down towards your leg here. Notice your 5 toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch sides. Stretch your left leg out nice and long in front of you. And then remember, as you inhale, lift your chest up. Good job. Exhale, draw your belly down and reach towards your toes. And then you could count your toes again if you want. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come back up. Let's put both legs together and stretch your arms up tall and reach for all 10 toes. Should we count our toes together? Let's start with our right pinky toe. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, bend your knees and let's just reverse our stretch here. This next pose is called reverse tabletop. So we're gonna make our bodies turn into the shape of a desk or a tabletop that maybe you have in your living room or a stand beside your bed. And you'll do that by pressing both feet and both hands down to lift up. And then from here you can drop your head back for 3 breaths. On your 3rd exhale, slowly come down and make your way onto your back. Lift your legs up towards the ceiling for waterfall. I want you to look at your toes and imagine that your feet is the top of a waterfall. And coming from the top of your toes all the way down past your ankles, towards your knees, down the tops of your legs, is a beautiful, slow stream of water. And as you breathe here, just notice, imagine the different color blues of the water running down your legs. If you want, you can place your hands under your hips to help keep your legs in the air. And as you breathe and you notice the water, you imagine the water trickling down from the tops of your toes. Let your feet start to relax. Let your legs legs, from your shins to your knees to your thighs start to relax. As you inhale, let your belly drop down towards the ground. Let your chest, your shoulders start to soften down towards the ground. Let your arms become light and easy. And then hug your knees into your chest and give yourself a big, big bear hug. Squeezing in tight like a big grizzly bear is hugging you. Let's take another deep breath in through our nose. Open your mouth. Take the lion's breath here. Scare the bear away. Ha! And as you scare the bear away, straighten your arms and your legs. Let your eyes close here. And this time, I want you to imagine your body floating in the water at the bottom of the waterfall. Continue to notice the different colors of blue in the water. Hear the sound of the water. Maybe your water smells like the fresh outdoors. Seeing with your eyes, listening with your ears, and smelling with your nose. And as you float in the water, let your body just rest. Take 3 more breaths in through your nose and out through your nose. Good, 2 more. Last one. Start to gently wiggle each finger and each toe, like little caterpillars inching their way. And then to open your eyes here, take a big stretch, point your toes forward, reach your arms back. And then hug your knees into your chest, like another big, big bear hug. Roll to your right side and press yourself up into a seated position. As you inhale, stretch your arms up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, press your palms towards the front of your chest. Let's end class together with one more big lion's breath. And you choose how loud or how soft you want your lion's breath to be. Ready? Take a deep breath in through your nose. Stick out your tongue. At the end of every yoga class, we can acknowledge our brothers, our sisters, our parents, our grandparents, our friends, who's ever with us. We can acknowledge them by putting our thumbs in the middle of our foreheads and bowing. And when we bow, we say, Namaste. Let me hear you try that. Say, Namaste. Good work. Thank you so much for joining us today for yoga class. I hope you had a great time, and I'll see you next week. Bye.
Thank you so much, Britt, for leading us in that wonderful session of yoga. My name is Meg Stover, and I'm the First 10 Specialist for Community Action Partnership and Washington Elementary in the School District of Lancaster. We wanted to focus on language development in our yoga today because it connects so well to being ready for kindergarten. Language is a really important tool for all kindergartners to use, whether it's just talking to their friends or also talking to their teachers, feeling comfortable to answer questions in class, and asking for help when they need it. So thank you so much for connecting all of those skills with our yoga session today. I wanted to let you know of a few upcoming events that we will be having at Washington Elementary, all virtual, of course. We will be starting Wellness Wednesdays in the next few weeks, where we will be doing an activity, reading a book, and also sending you with an extension activity for a wellness activity that you can do at your home. We're also looking to start virtual parent cafes for any of Washington families and parents who want to join. So I'll have more information on those things soon, but I want to thank parents as teachers for having me today. And also, please come back to yoga next week. It'll be at the same time, same place, and there will be another school connection for you to learn about after doing your yoga. Thanks again and have a great day.